Hi everybody, welcome to today's video and thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about how to actually go into retirement in stages or in phases. I hope you enjoy this video. Now, this is what really has been on your mind. COVID has crushed nearly everybody's idea of retirement. Has it crushed your timeline? Did you think you were going to retire sooner and now because of COVID you had to push that off? Well, you're not alone. That's what we're going to talk about today, is how to actually get into retirement right now in a staged way. I'm going to give you great ideas of how to do that. Now, so many people have thought about retirement and said, you know what, because of COVID, the company I work for is closed. They went out of business. I had to look for work. I got a job that paid me less. My savings rate was less. So that's going to push my retirement off maybe 6 months, maybe even a year. And now with the markets that have been declining for the last 11 months, my market balance isn't what I thought it would be. I don't like the idea of going into retirement with my balances being negative. I'd like to see a recovery before I actually stop working. So I'm going to put it out for 3 or 4 years. Well, today I'm going to give you some great information how to actually step into that. So if you're new to this channel, thanks for tuning in. My name is David Aaron. I'm an advisor working with clients right across Canada, business owners, individuals, and families. And yes, I actually make videos too. People ask me all the time, are you just this guy on YouTube that makes videos on financial planning? Yeah, I've got a YouTube channel, and I like to do this because I believe in your education. I think it's important that at least my clients, when they have more knowledge, that leads to better questions. Better questions lead to better outcomes. And so I put on these videos about all kinds of subjects, whether it's retirement planning, how to fund your RSPs and tax-free savings accounts, how to grow, protect your investments, how to use life insurance for business owners, how to take money out of their businesses without paying any income tax. I love what I do for a living, and I like sharing how to do this. So please hit that subscribe button. But let's talk about why you're here today. So this is probably one of the reasons why you are thinking about not retiring, and that is because the market's been so volatile. You think about right now, in the last year, think back maybe to October of last year, a year previous to that, you saw the decline in the markets dramatically that reminded you of 2008 and thought, wow, are we going to have to wait another 5 years for my portfolio to recover? And we saw how dramatically governments all over the world said, we're not going to go into a recession. We're going to spend our way right through this. And we're going to put that problem, that recession we were likely going to go in, we're going to just push that off a little bit. And now we're talking about a recession possibly in 2023. And so you saw your portfolios have come back up, right? And then January 1st hit, and like somebody turned on a switch or pulled the plug out of the tub, your retirement accounts, tax-free savings accounts started to decline, and they haven't seen, at least you haven't seen any evidence of them coming back up, except for the video I did right here yesterday, a couple days ago, on why I think the markets are going to start to turn around. So have a look at that video. But look at this slide. It's completely ugly. That horizontal line, you see everything below that line, that means negative returns. The NASDAQ among them minus 28% a 1 year return. But look at the S&P TSX and the Dow Jones, not too bad. I mean, minus 5%, minus 4.5%. So they have started to come up a little bit, or at least go sideways. So there's some evidence here that suggests maybe you could do this phased retirement. So let's look at how that works. So transitioning to part-time work. So let's say you wanted to retire, but the idea of going into full retirement, given all these things, is kind of scary. So think about part-time work. So where would you start? You would start with your current employer in your current position and ask them if they would entertain you going to part-time. Now I think about this as, an accountant doing virtual CFO. This accountant that can be a CFO to a company he or she doesn't have to be in the office. The company says, we could take you 2 or 3 days a week. That would be perfect. You'll still be part of meetings, help us with the budgeting. You get, both worlds. You get to have your lifestyle begin, you get some cash, and you still get to be part of the company. So that's where that would work. Now, if there's no opportunity at your current employer, then think about a company where their workforce has been decimated because people took early retirement because they said, that's it, COVID's here, I'm out. I'm not, this game of coming to the office, not coming to the office, wearing a mask, not wearing a mask. Are you vaccinated? I'm not vaccinated. Like all that pushed a lot of people into early retirement. and those positions are unfilled. So there may be an employer out there that'd be so grateful to have your knowledge and experience and would take you part-time because they need your help. So that's the next step. And then the final step is it might be time for you to start something new, completely new, right out of your area of expertise. New people, new company, new environment. You're learning something new. Keep that brain healthy, and you're doing it on a part-time basis. Now, if you're going to go back to work, one of the things I want you to pay attention to is keep growing your savings. So many people go into retirement and they stop thinking about making money. So I want you to think about continue to not just keep saving, but think about ways to grow your money and to earn money. So compound investing. You've been investing all these years, putting your money aside. It's been compounding, and then all of a sudden it's retirement and you got to pull money out. That's going to slow down that compounding effect. If you have a part-time job and you have some income, you don't need all of your money, or you need less of your money this year, so you can continue that compounding growth. The other thing that I love, I love this. I put this in another video, put it up here as a link. You know, if you have a $20,000 part-time income, it sounds like a lot of money, but that is actually what students in high school make, university students make when they're going to work part-time. If you had $20,000 income, it's like having an additional $500,000 in your RIF account. Where do I get that information from? Well, the minimum RIF percentage that you have to take out is 4% at age 65. Think about the idea of 4% on $500,000. There's your $20,000. Even at age 70, it's 5%. So we're in a ballpark where, is it easier right now? Think about your life. Is it easier for you to make and save an additional $500,000 in your RIF, or is it easier for you to make $20,000 part-time? Doing something you might enjoy, right? And the final thing about part-time work is you get to continue to fund your RSPs and your tax-free savings accounts. Those are going to be the accounts that you're going to use when you're in a full retirement. Those are the accounts that are going to supply an income, so you might as well try to keep pushing those and balloon those up as big as you can. Now, if you're going to work, you got to be aware of one thing, and that is your old age security clawback, and when is the right time to start taking your CPP. This is probably, I'll link it right up here, one of my most viewed or asked questions as to when do I take my CPP. And no, it's not 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're talking about an age. At what age is the most optimal age for you to take your CPP? And of course, there's so many questions that go around in trying to figure that out. And that is, what's your current income? What is your age today? What's your need for income? How's that going to affect your tax rates? So those are things you want to address. When you make more than $81,000, that's when the clawback begins for your old age security. Anything above $134,000, zero old age security, they're going to claw back 100% of your money. Now, what is the optimal time to take your CPP? Again, this is really about your age and your income and your need for actual having the CPP and old age security. What is the right age that's going to give you the best income level against your tax rates? This is something that you have to talk with your advisor about. They can give you all kinds of reports about what would happen if you delayed your CPP and were able to take advantage of the delays. This is an important conversation for you to have with your advisor. And finally, your post-retirement benefits for CPP. So you're between the ages of 60 to 70 and you're receiving CPP, but you're contributing to CPP as well because you're working. This is awesome because this could actually boost your CPP benefit. So that extra amount is actually a lifetime amount. It's not just, temporary. That's actually going to boost the CPP payment you're going to receive for your entire life. So it's a really great opportunity for you. And finally, having a sense of purpose. When you go into retirement, this is really an important time. It's a time of change. People don't usually like change all that much. You think about how this would affect somebody whose employment really defined them. Think about the title that people have: doctor, lawyer, teacher, fireman or firewoman, police officer, those kind of engineer, CEO, CFO, people who had titles and their occupation really defined who they were. When they go to retire, they're no longer that person. They're just somebody who's retired, and it's a difficult time for them to adjust. So having part-time work, either in the same field or somewhere else, allows your emotional and your mental state time to adjust to your new lifestyle. So this is really key. Staying connected. When you unplug yourself from an environment where for 25, 30 years you felt like family. These were your best friends, your colleagues. You celebrated milestones with them, not just at work, but their kids, their grandkids, wedding anniversaries. I mean, they were family for you. And all of a sudden you're going to say, wave your hand and say bye-bye. Now, some of you may be happy to leave your colleagues behind, but for many people who enjoyed working for 25, 30 years, you developed, lifetime friendships. And you just can't turn away from that. So this idea of having part-time employment, being there 2 days a week, allows you to stay connected to the people that you love and care for, and then also go into retirement. And then finally, brain health. This is so important. This is so key. Having an employment where you're using your brain every day, and then you go into retirement, and it's not the same thing. You're still using your brain, but it may not be. If you're teaching math, you're not using your brain. If you're an engineer and doing a lot of calculations, you're not using your brain as much as you would if you were just retired and you're enjoying your lifestyle. So it's important that you stay connected. You use your brain. It stays active. You're active, so meaning your body is active. These kinds of things are going to help you to stave off any cognitive decline that you might have, to push away dementia and Alzheimer's. This is so important. So having friendships, having a network, being active, doing something with your brain is so incredibly important as you go into retirement. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's session. I love this topic. It's one of the topics that I enjoy speaking to people who are near retirement, because it helps set up that smooth pathway of going into retirement, especially if you were thinking about retirement now and it's been COVID and the market's been in your way. This might be useful to you. Let me know how you think of this video. I want to hear your comments. Remember to hit that like and share button. Put your comments below. I'll respond to them as soon as we can. People want to see what other people are saying about these videos, right? Your comment might be actually answering a question that someone else might have. So please go ahead and do that. Remember, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for spending time with me today. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Be well and take care. Thanks very much.